모자람 없이 주신 사랑이 과분하다는 그때쯤도 어려도 잡죠. 한 송이 꽃을 피우는 작은 눈물 얼마나 많은 비가 내렸을까. Oh, why 돌이킬 수 없니. 포기야 난 포기해버린 젊고 아름다운 당신의 계절. 여기가 예쁘게 비치니까 바닥에 떨어진 거라도 고개만 걷게 해줄게요. 쳐다본 귓가에는 미소가 폈지만 주름이 점점 내게 인생을 선물해주고 사랑했던 나를 그리며 고마운가요. 한 송이 꽃을 피우는 작은 눈에 얼마나 많은 비가 내렸을까. Oh, why 돌이킬 수 없니. 포기한 나를 포기해버린 젊고 아름다운 당신의 계절. 여기가 예쁘게 비었으니까 바닥에 떨어진 거라도 고개만 걷게 해줄게요. 겨울의 와동만 속에 봄이 가득한다. 한결같이 잠들지 않는 사랑 때문이죠. Oh, why 짧은 바람 가쁜 시간 날 품에 안고 흔들림 없는 화분이 되어준 당신의 살고. 여기가 행복 만났으니까 내려놓고 있었잖아. 걷기만 걷게 해줄게요.
Alright, so that is Flower Way by Sejeong. It's a new song, just came out. To the best of my ability, I tried to figure out what the chords are. The tuning is down a half step. Seems like a lot of songs these days are down a half step, so it's almost better just to have a guitar around that. You don't have to keep detuning and then tuning back up to E standard. But basically it's E flat standard, so you're going to tune everything down one half step. So instead of a D, you're going to be playing an E flat or a C sharp, whichever. Or no, that's not right. Blah, blah, blah. What I meant is a D flat or a C sharp. But basically, there's kind of a lot of chords in the song. I'll just show you the, you don't have to play everything the way I do, but you're gonna start off. The intro kind of starts off with like a something like that. I didn't work that in there because I figured it's prettier just leaving the piano to do that part. But when you start, you're gonna play a G2, which is you're gonna put your first finger here. It's like making a G shape, but instead you're gonna put this finger here, this finger here on the 3rd fret on the B string, this one on the 2nd fret on the G string, this one here on the E string on the top. You leave the bottom open. The only one you mute is the 2nd one. The rest are all open. You're going to use this chord a lot in the song. Now I throw my pinky over here. Just give it a nice little ring there, a nicer sound, but you can just play it open like this. Then you're going to go to this shape, which is going to be this finger on the F sharp note, or what would normally be an F sharp. You can use, the way I play it, a lot of times I'll do this and then I'll use my first finger. So I would suggest using the first finger like this, here on the top string. This string, or this finger, is going to go down to the 2nd fret, stay on the B string, and this one is going to be on the G string on the 2nd fret. And again, you're going to mute that the A string and just play all the rest. So you're going to go. You're going to go to D minor or B minor 7 shape. So basically you're going to put this finger, that's why I say do this, because then you just move it down one. You're going to have this finger on the 2nd fret on the A string, and then you're going to have this finger to stay on the G string, 2nd fret, this one back up to the 3rd fret on the B string. So you're kind of this, then you go to this E minor 9, or you can do an E minor 7 here, which would just be a normal E minor, these two notes here, and then this here for your 7, which is going to be, you just keep that finger there on the 3rd fret. But what I like to do is I like to play this note, this one open, A string here, your pinky's going to come over here on the 4th fret on the D string, and this one's going to stay where it is, and you're going to play them all, everything open. Then you're going to go to an A. It's normally an A sustained. If you have these 3 fingers down, would be an A. You know, if you make a normal A shape, you should be able to play that. An A sustained would just be these 3 fingers, but then this one up here. But you're going to leave the middle one off. So you're only going to be playing this note and this note. And then you're going to leave the rest open and play from the A down. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, now I would suggest doing it this way, and then switching, you're going to use this finger here instead. Or here, I mean. This is going to move down to the 2nd fret. This finger is going to be on the D string on the 2nd fret. And this finger, your first one's now going to come down and hit this note. Now you can do either one. Sometimes I stop it here. You can also do it here, but basically you're just going to play that A7 note, but you're going to put this finger here on the 1st fret. So it's going to be, now you could, if you want to slide like that, and then that's the intro after the little piano melody. Then you go into the verse. The verse is kind of the same pattern, same through the chorus as well for the most part. There's a little bit of changes here and there, but a lot of it's the same. So you're just going to play a D2. So you're going to put this finger here, this one here on the B string, this one here. Play them open. Now you're playing that same one I showed you earlier, where you do that same shape with this one up here right after you do that one. So that B minor 7 shape I showed you to the G2. Now I like to throw this here so it gives it more, like I said. Then you're going to go to the A sustained thing to the A7. Go back here again. Now this is where you're playing that same shape, except you're just moving this finger down to this note. Back to the G2. Then you go back to, now that one I showed you earlier in the intro with the F sharp over D something. Back to the G2 to the A sustained A7. Now, again, same as the verse. Now this is where it changes, because you go here, then you go to A minor 7 to a D7. So A minor 7 is just going to be here, and this one here. That's a common chord, and then this D7 is like doing a D, a normal D shape, except instead of being on this side, you're going to do it backwards on this side. So you're going to do these two fingers. I would say use these two fingers instead of these two, obviously, for good reason. And then this one's going to go here on the B string on the first fret. Back to the G2. So you're going to that G sus2 or G2, whatever it is, to that F sharp over D to an E minor 7, or you can do that E minor 9 or whatever that is. Back to the from before. So that's the first verse and the first chorus. So the verse is going to be and then the third time through the verse, remember you go to D, to the F sharp 1, to the G2, alright, chorus. Back to the intro. I messed up there, but back to the E minor to the A. No, you can't. You can go back to this note if you want. I usually stop on the A7, and then you go back to the second verse. And then what I was playing during the song, instead of playing down here on the first part of the chorus, or whatever, I play it up here. So I'm playing just from the D down, and I'm only hitting these two strings here on the 7th fret, the G string and the B string. I'm just holding those down. Then I go and do that B minor shape, but what I'm doing is I'm putting my top one on the B. This finger's going to go here on the 6th, and this one's going to stay on the 7th. So you're just playing it like this. Then the second time I stay down here. Now second verse, same thing. Now it changes on the second verse, the second part. Instead of doing the same pattern, you're going to go to that F sharp over D, D2. So you know, to the C. You're going to do this little C shape thing. So you're going to put this finger here, this one here, keep this one where it is, and play the rest open. To a G, or a G2, to a G minor 7. Now, you can play it here or here. I like to leave that bottom one open. I don't think they do it in the actual song. I think he hits this note, but so what I do is I'll play the keep these fingers where they are, and I just take my pinky and I put it up on the G string. Then you go back to that. Go back to that G2, to the F sharp over D2. Now it changes faster. Now it does something to it, like it builds, and I usually just play like an instrumental thing there, so I'm not sure exactly what the last chord is because I guess I didn't pay attention when I was listening to it. But aside from that, you'll be fine just going back and forth between these two. Then it goes back into the chorus softly. You can kind of like hit that note. Then you kind of have her do her little thing just for a moment there. She carries it. Then you go back. It's somewhat the same as the intro, but just faster. So you're doing like a G2 to the F sharp shape to an E minor 7 or E minor 9 to that A shape, that A7 with this note, and you can slide it if you want or just leave it there, and then it ends on a D major 7 here. And you can just harmonic it. It's a pretty song though, so have fun learning.